Do the two do the two souls always incarnate in a physical proximity, or
usually? Yes. So let's say, you incarnated. Let's say you were the first. So let's say in your case the female part of the soul was the first, and there's even reasons why that might be the case. There are sometimes reasons that are related to attraction with regard to the people around the soul, the mother and father who are wanting to have a child. But there's also attractions around things like your personality and nature might be, you might have a bit more what I would call forward spirit than the other half has. And so you incarnate first, if that's the case. So let's say you incarnate first. The other half of the soul actually follows you around, right? Now, you're a baby, of course, and you don't know this is happening, but the other half of the soul stays close to you, looking for opportunities, and it's not a conscious thing. It's an instinctual thing to look for opportunities to incarnate near you. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so if it can, it does. But if it finds that there's a time that goes past and there's nobody having children around then it goes further afield and further afield and further afield until it can incarnate.
There's lots of laws governing it. So it's not just any person having a baby nearby. Obviously, it's also based on the personality of the parents and the personality of the child and how that child may trigger that parent, into more loving condition. There's a lot of factors involved with the laws, and it's impossible to describe them all in an afternoon with you guys. So, but everyone has just basically got the question: is this person my soulmate? Basically, that's what everyone's asking in a roundabout way. Was it that person, or might I find them here, or where should I look? Or,
And I'm thinking, in my case, my children were born in Japan, and then I moved very quickly. Yeah. So I'm wondering, am I distancing them from their soulmates?
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
Potentially, but you see, remember the two halves follow each other around at some point too. So let's say you had a male child and he happened to be the one who was born first, and then you moved. Well, if the female part of his soul had not yet incarnated, then she would move along with him. And so let's say you arrived in, say, where are you now?
Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, yeah. So let's say you moved from Japan to Amsterdam, and he would end up being Dutch. Right. Well, she, the one who's following your son around, if he hadn't incarnated yet, she'd be Dutch. Yeah. So he'd be born in Japan. She'd be born in Holland. Right?
But you know what the biggest factor determining whether you meet your soulmate or not, or whether your children meet their soulmate, is the loving expression of your personality on earth. Exactly. That is the most attractive thing to your soulmate. Yeah. Express yourself lovingly, your true nature and personality, and especially in this day and age where everyone's moving. Look at all of you. You were born here, lived there, going there. Everyone's living everywhere and moving around. God's laws have designed it that soulmates will meet when they have that loving expression. And sometimes you meet even before you do, but you just don't recognize each other.
A lot of times.
Yeah. So if you are expressing your personality, you're growing in love, and you are desiring your soulmate, you're bound to recognize them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.